In today's video, I'm doing 32 ounces, 2 pounds worth of Tomahawk Ribeye steak. We're gonna be doing it Santa Maria style. I got this last weekend at that SCA steak cook-off. I got to meet Mark Williams with Swine Life, and he handed this to me. It's one of his newer rubs. It's called Mississippi Grit, and what it is basically like a salt, pepper, garlic, but this has got parsley. It's got just a little pop, a little touch of some citrus notes going on, and I tasted this just raw, straight out of the container, and it's really good. It's going to really make this steak pop. It's going to be delicious on it. But they got another product. I know you see me use the Mississippi grind. Well, I'm out of that, but I got another container heading this way as I speak. I ordered that. So I'm gonna leave a link for Swine Life as well. Go over there and check them out. Excellent rubs. So this is the beautiful tomahawk that I'm doing. This is from Hassel Cattle Company. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this company here just in a few minutes. But the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get this steak seasoned. Look at that marbling on that. This is an American Wagyu or Texas Wagyu, and I'll explain to you a little bit how I'm calling or why I'm calling it the blue collar Wagyu. So I'm going to remove this from the cryovac and we're going straight to seasoning. No, I'm not going to wash this steak. A lot of people think you need to go in there under your sink and wash your blood off and all this stuff. No, don't do that. You run more of a health risk doing that than you do coming straight out of the cryovac. Beautiful. Look at that marbling, man. This is fantastic. So I'm going on with the rub. We're going to get our edges. As you can see, this is a good solid 2 inches thick. It's a hefty piece of meat, 32 ounces, 2 pounds. So you don't want to skimp on your seasoning. This Mississippi Grit has a fantastic smell to it, fantastic taste. This is all I'm doing to it. I've got my fire started over here in my Santa Maria, the Lone Star Grill Santa Maria. We're going to be doing this Santa Maria style, a reverse sear, and we're just going to let this hang out. It's nice and cool out here, so it's probably another hour before this thing actually hits the fire. The Tomahawk Ribeye that I'm using in this video came from Hassel's Cattle Company out of Rusk, Texas, and I have never heard of this company before in my life until last weekend. That's where we were at the Sheds Barbecue and Blues joint for their SCA annual steak contest. And that is the company that supplied 800 beautiful, what they call Texas Wagyu. And man, this stuff is just so marble. But I want to tell you a little bit about this company. First off, it's not sponsored. I bought and paid for this, as well as some other meat coming my way. And the prices will blow you away. When you land on their website, the first thing you see is it melts in your budget, blue collar Wagyu. Hence where I got the title for this video at. And man, they ain't lying. I paid $59 for this steak. The shipping on it, I think altogether it comes to $72. All right, to some of you, you might think that's a lot. Believe me, for a tomahawk, that is not a lot. Go to some of your other meat purveyors, some well-known ones that you see quite a bit on YouTube, and check out their prices for the same weight, same tomahawk, Texas Wagyu, same thing. They're to the tune of more like $155, you know, and some are up. So it's a whole lot less expensive, and they don't kill you on shipping either. I was so impressed with it, I turned around the very next day and I ordered a variety. I think there's like 7 or 8 items that I ordered that include a tri-tip, a chuck roast. I've got some stew meat, and keep in mind all this is coming from the same beef, the Texas Wagyu. I've got stew meat, I got chili meat, I got beef bacon coming. There's a whole list of items, and the whole total price come to $99.92. With shipping, it come to $112, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, if I went to Walmart even and tried to buy all that, if they had it, which they don't have near that quality, but if they did, I would still spend almost as much, you know. So I know what I'm doing. From here on out, all my meat's coming from Hassel Cattle Company. I will be ordering this, storing it in my freezer, and everything else we use, we'll be buying locally. But I just wanted to share it with you. Like I said, it is not sponsored. I just got really excited over the prices, and I think you will too if you go over there and check them out, and I highly encourage it. I'll have a link down in the description box. All right, I'm going on with this steak. We got a nice hot bed of coals right here, And you can see how far I got it elevated. I'm getting about a 10 or 11 count right here. So it's gonna be bringing up ever so slowly. I will be inserting a thermometer into the side of this to monitor the temperature. I'm probably gonna flip it about every 15 minutes for even cooking. And I want it to cook really on the low end, somewhere around 200 degrees. So I might actually put a probe here on the grate too and measure that temp. But we have started, we are cooking. All right, we've been going around 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a flip. Internal temperature showing right at about 68 degrees. Just gonna give her a flip. And as you can see, I am monitoring the grate temp and the internal temp with the meter thermometer. Just flip the steak one more time. And right now I'm showing 102 degrees internal temperature. I want to mention something else about this meat from Hassel Cattle Company. What they do is they take a bull that is a registered, full-blooded Japanese Wagyu, and they breed it with their American Angus. And that produces like a high prime steak every time. You know, if you know anything about USDA, the way they grade meat, American cattle is all graded by the USDA department from the government, and only about 2.5 to 3% of all beef graded will even rate or grade at prime level. But with this technique, the way they do it, they can get prime every time. And I just wanted to share that with you. That's why it's got that intense marbling. It's just a crossbreed between the Wagyu and the Angus. Fantastic, great flavor. Like I said, this is a steak we had last week and I've already tasted. I know how good it is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this steak off of here. I'm showing 118 internal temperature on it. We're gonna do a really hot sear. We should finish up somewhere around the 125 to 130 range for a medium rare. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. I'm just gonna let it rest over here for the time being. Now I'm going to lower the grate here on the Santa Maria, gonna get it closer to the fire. We're gonna put some grill grates on here and we're getting ready to sear once some grill grates come up to temperature. I should have took some butcher's twine and tied this steak up because that spinalis, man, is so tender, it's trying to separate, but we're gonna be okay. All right, I've got my InstaRead thermometer. I'm gonna check the grate temps one more time. Oh yeah, we're like over 600 degrees dead center. That is hot enough. We're gonna place this steak right here. Listen to that sizzle. We're gonna go about a minute, then I'm just gonna give it a rotation to get those pretty crosshatch marks on it. About 2 minutes on each side and we'll be letting it rest. All right, we are going to place this about right here. Give it a little press. Go another minute. All right, let's give her a flip. Oh boy, that's pretty. All right, I just took and did the final flip on this, going another minute, and we're gonna put it over here on the table, and we're just gonna let it rest for a good 10 minutes before we cut into it. All right, we have been resting. By the way, when I pulled this off, I checked internal temperature, dead center, I was reading 126, which carryover should have brought it up to around 130, which is, in my opinion, ideal. That's where I like them. If you like your steak more well than that, then by all means, look at your temperature, bring it to where you want it. But in my opinion, this is gonna be perfect. So we're gonna cut this right off the bone. Of course, I can always gnaw on this bone later. There we go. Man, that spinalis is gonna be fantastic. All right, I'm gonna cut right in the middle just to see how we done. Man, that is super tender. Oh yeah, we're starting to get the color. The color's coming through. Let it oxidize for just a second. Man, that is so juicy. Look at that. All right, I don't want to press all my juice out. What I do want to do is cut me a slice. Oh yeah. Sorry, I had to take a bite off camera. My God. Cameraman's gnawing on the bone. What do you think?
Oh,
That flavor, man.
that's grade A beef right there.
Oh, there ain't no doubt about
I
it.
ain't believing the price.
It's tender, juicy. Let me tell you what, that Mississippi grit is fantastic on a steak. I mean, this has got an absolutely fantastic flavor. Lord have mercy. Even though this isn't a sponsored video, like I said, I still want to thank Hassel Cattle Company for producing such fine beef. And man, I encourage y'all to go over there and check it out. I have nothing to gain by telling you this, but I don't want to keep it to myself, man. It's a really good bargain, and you're going to love this meat. Oh my God. Come get a piece of the steak itself, man. Here. Try that. That crust is phenomenal on there. God, it just pops. Okay. That's the best one you had in a while, ain't it? Huh?
Wow.
Man, that's what I'm screaming. We are not exaggerating. Fantastic meat. Now, their ribeyes is the exact same meat minus the bone. This is more of a novelty type thing. Everybody likes to do it and see it done, but my God, it was worth every penny of it and more, actually. I've never had a steak of this quality in any steak restaurant, and that is a fact. You can take that to the bank. You agree with that?
Salt brass ain't got jack.
Nope. We're not going to mention no names. All right, what else did I want to say? Oh, the Lone Star Grills, Santa Maria, it rocked this cook. Love using the Santa Maria on things like this because it's not difficult, but it appears to be because you really got to gauge things, you know. But with that said, that's my preferred cooking method a lot of times. It reminds me of cooking outdoors on open fire like we did back as a kid. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Until next time, smoke your ribs.